Darkness, cold air. You hear distant screams echoing through the night. Then suddenly, your eyes open. Your chest burns. Your hands shake. You don't remember peace anymore. Then you see them. The cursed blades chained to your arms forever. And suddenly, memories return. You were born in Sparta, a land where weakness meant death. Every day was pain. Every lesson was survival. Then came your first real battle. And for the first time, you felt powerful. Soon, entire armies feared your name. But deep inside, something darker was growing. Then, one day, everything changed. The battlefield became chaos. Your soldiers started dying around you. Then you saw him, the barbarian king. You charged forward without fear. But this time, strength wasn't enough. You could barely breathe. Death was seconds away. And for the first time in your life, you prayed. Then the sky answered. Ares, the god of war, had chosen you. Ares gave you one choice. Serve him and live, or refuse and die, forgotten on the battlefield. Then, suddenly, chains burst from the darkness. The blades of chaos were burned into your flesh forever. You could feel it, the strength, the rage, the power of a god. The entire battlefield went silent. Then you attacked. No shield could stop you. No warrior could survive you. And finally, the barbarian king fell before you. Ares smiled. He had saved a man. He had created a monster. And from that moment, your old life disappeared forever. Ares sent you from kingdom to kingdom. Every battle fed your rage. You stopped asking who was innocent. The more you fought, the less human you became. People stopped calling you Spartan. Now, they feared the ghost. Ares demanded victory, and you obeyed. But deep inside, guilt was growing. Every night, you remembered your family. Finally, after years of bloodshed, you returned home. For the first time in years, you felt peace. But peace was never meant for you. For a short moment, life felt normal again. No battles, no screams, no blood. Your daughter still looked at you like a hero. But inside, you were already broken. And far above, Ares was watching. The god of war demanded another victory. You promised your family you would return. And once again, you marched toward death. The battlefield awakened the monster inside you again. You stopped thinking, stopped feeling. You only obeyed Ares. Then you saw a temple standing in the distance, and Ares whispered only one word: destroy it. You kicked open the temple doors without hesitation. The screams echoed through the halls.
You couldn't hear fear anymore, only rage. Everyone inside the temple fell before you. Then, suddenly, everything became silent. And then, you heard a voice you recognized. Your blood turned cold. You killed them with your own hands. And somewhere in the darkness, Ares laughed. In that moment, your loyalty to Ares died forever. The gods did not forgive what happened in the temple. Instead, they cursed you. The ashes of your family fused onto your skin forever. From that day on, people gave you a new name. The Ghost of Sparta! No matter where you went, the memories followed. You stopped sleeping. Every dream became a nightmare. Then one day, an oracle found you. She told you there was only one way to end your suffering. Kill Ares. For the first time in years, you had a reason to fight. So you began your journey across Greece. Not for glory, not for war, for revenge. The monster Ares created was now coming for him. While you searched for revenge, Greece was already falling apart. Ares had begun destroying Athens. When you arrived, the city was already drowning in chaos. The oracle told you the only weapon capable of killing a god was Pandora's box. So you crossed deadly deserts, searching for the legendary temple. And finally, you found it. The temple was filled with traps designed to break you. After endless suffering, you finally reached the box. But Ares saw what you were doing. The attack killed you instantly. But even death could not stop your rage. You climbed out of death itself, and now the god of war would finally face your wrath. Athens was collapsing. Fire covered the streets, and in the center of the chaos stood Ares. You walked through the burning city without fear. This time, you weren't fighting for the gods. You were fighting for yourself. Then the god of war finally turned toward you. Ares laughed. To him, you were still just a servant. But then you opened Pandora's box. The power inside transformed you. For the first time, a mortal could challenge a god. The battle shook all of Greece. Ares tried to break you one final time. He trapped you inside an illusion, forcing you to relive your greatest failure. But this time, you refused to fail them again. And finally, the monster you once served fell before you. And then, everything became silent. Ares was dead, but your nightmares remained. The gods promised your pain would disappear, but they lied. You had won the war, but inside, you were still broken. So you made one final choice, but death refused to take you. The gods brought you to Olympus, and there they offered you the throne of Ares. You were no longer a man. no longer a servant. You had become the new god of war. But this was not the end of your story. This was only the beginning of the wrath of Kratos.
Even after becoming a god, Kratos never escaped his past.
Because monsters don't disappear. They only grow stronger.
And soon, Olympus itself would fear his name.
This was the story of Kratos before he became the god of war.